Rico Thomas. What's the status for Davenport? I know y'all filed an arraignment. Are y'all ready for trial?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I haven't had any contact with Mr. Davenport since our September appointment, and I don't have any excuse for his not being here.
Okay,
The state would ask for a bench warrant, Your Honor.
all right. And what about Mr. Rico Thomas?
Your Honor, and I provided proof of this information to the state. Mr. Thomas is currently hospitalized in Michigan. He is in a permanent care facility. He suffered a stroke, and he has significant aphasia. He is unable to care for himself. I've been in pretty constant contact with his mother, who brought him there. That's where she lives, up on outside Detroit. She brought him up there after he was actually the victim in a domestic violence case in which his caregiver was actually beating on him.
Do we have any indication that he is in such a facility? Any kind of intake papers or a letter from the facility saying that Mr. Rico Thomas is one of our patients? Without delving into his medical situation?
I'm looking for that now, Judge. I have several documents. I have a letter from his caring physician that he suffered a cerebrovascular accident, which is another word for stroke, I guess. Make it bigger.
Can you share that with Miss Riley?
Oh, I have.
He has, Your Honor.
All right. So given that information, Miss Riley, what are the, I don't know whether your office has had a chance to assess his medical condition. What are the chances of this case ever going to trial?
Well, Your Honor, it's my understanding currently that Mr. Thomas is not able to speak. I believe he was also shot in the neck, Mr. Korn, if that is correct.
Correct.
So that is the issue, I believe, as to why it was set down to determine for an evaluation, which still has not been able to be completed due to him still not being able to speak. However, we would need more time to assess if he is going to regain his ability to speak. And so,
Ms. Thomas, I'm going to put this case on the debt docket, and you'll have a year to decide whether this case is going to go anywhere. If the individual's already physically and possibly mentally incompetent due to his injuries, then this case is going to go nowhere. But down the road, if the solicitor's office finds that somehow Mr. Thomas has regained competency in terms of physical and mental ability to defend himself, then y'all are free to replace this case on an active docket.
well, Your Honor, for this record, the state would object to a dead docket due to the severity of this case.
I agree.
Family violence.
I note the nature of the charges, but like I said, this is not a situation where he's MIA or on the lam or something like that. This is from what I'm gathering, he has some serious mental and physical issues that would render him incompetent to proceed with trial.
I understand, but before the record, the state does object to a dead docket. We would ask for the case to be continued yet again for us to finish doing any kind of evaluation to see if he would be able to regain his ability to speak. And
Mr. Korn, what is based on your information you've had with your client or his mother or the facility, what is your assessment in terms of his ability to be able to defend himself within the next few months?
Your Honor, it's my understanding from his mother that the prognosis from his treating people is that he is, his condition is permanent. He's not expected to recover. I will, however, I'll get with Mrs. Thomas and confirm that, and I will forward I will get a written report from the physicians, and I'll make sure that they're aware of the circumstances.
All right. Once you get the information, please share it with the state.
I
The
will.
case is placed on the dead docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, going back to Mr. Darrell Davenport. Do we have a phone number or an email?
I have emailed him, and I've sent him multiple emails, no response. I had a phone number that came back with a message, cannot be answered at this time.
Okay,
It was an automated message, which suggests it's been cut off. It's a nice way of saying, I think.
all right. We're going to mark this as a failure to appear. Defendant has not responded to his attorney's repeated request to be prepared for the calendar today, and he has failed to appear without any excuse. A bench warrant shall issue. All right, and the bench warrant is going to be set 1, 2, 3. On the DUIs, the bond is going to be $3,000. The remaining charges are going to be $1,000 each. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $7,000 good bond. No driving unless he has a valid driver's license, insurance, and the registration. All right, folks, believe it or not, I think that concludes our calendar.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I don't believe we have anything for the 11:30 as well,
No.
right?
Okay.
All right.
Have a great weekend.
Everyone have a great weekend. Thank
You
you.
as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.